Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are now at the Arena 1.
Luigi, just stand there.
And over here we have player of the day.
I'm back.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Na kwetu wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. You're watching the Sabah Show
on Horizon TV.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Mtazamaji wa the premium TV station Horizon TV, we are coming to you live from Jamia Mosque building at the heart of CBD Nairobi. Horizon TV offices ikiwa leo ni tarehe 18 mwezi wa Julai mwaka 2019 sawia na tarehe 15 mwezi wa Dhulqaada mwaka 1440. Karibu sana katika kipindi The Sabah Show. Rasmi tunakukaribisha, na bila shaka kama kawaida yetu Alhamisi huwa tunaangazia masuala yako ya afya, na leo tuna topic murwa kabisa. Tutakuwa tunaangazia usafi wa sehemu zako nyeti. Je, wewe ni kati ya wale ambao huosha tu, ama je unatumia sabuni kwa wale kina dada zetu na kina kaka na kina dada? Je, kuna shaving, kuna waxing? Ni gani wewe, ni mbinu gani ambao wewe unatumia kuweza kudumisha usafi? Lakini hayo yote ni hapo baadaye katika Stay Healthy, baada ya uchambuzi wetu wa magazeti. Kama unavyoona studioni sipo peke yangu, nipo naye Suleiman Nechesa pale ambaye ni political analyst, na vile vile Edwin Ayiro, political and policy analyst. Kumbuka unaweza kutupata katika mitandao yetu ya Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Horizon TV Kenya, ama utufuate katika tovuti yetu www.horizontvkenya.co.ke. Mara moja tuanze tu na uchambuzi wetu wa magazeti. Karibuni sana wazee katika uchambuzi wetu wa magazeti. Nikianza na gazeti pale la Daily Nation, habari iliyopewa kipaumbele ni kwamba Constitution prohibits state officers from doing business with the government pale juu, na tuna Duale Link Company in 2.6 billion tender saga. Garissa Township MP and leader of majority in the National Assembly produces passport of the alleged owner of Concordia Building and Civil Engineering Company Limited, but the signatures do not tally with those on tender documents. Now we see that Duale is being accused possibly of some corrupt means hapa of acquiring some tenders, and this is money lost, and the story continues on page 4. We have heard of corruption cases so many times. Bwana Ayiro, should we just do an overhaul of our government?
Well, an overhaul, then that would mean close to 80% of government officials would have to go home. And we have to look at now who is going to come in and what is the procedure of replacing these people. We are in a very unique situation as a country because corruption is left, right and center, yet we have enough laws and rules and regulations that are meant to curb this vice. And if you look at our Economic Crimes Act, that act is very elaborate and sufficient in its form of legislated. And the problem is we do not implement this law as we should. And if we did, then these cases will not be coming up. Because look at the amount we are talking about, you know.
Billions of
shillings.
Yes,
that money could have done something to transform our health sector. That money could have done something to modernize our agriculture.
But these are things that we've been talking of every now and then. We are not implementing the law. We are not implementing the law. What's the way forward?
The risk, in fact, before we even go to the way forward, when we talk about corruption every now and then, it becomes a regular song, and the value or the seriousness is watered down. So we risk just seeing corruption as a way of life. But again, the president is saying, let us wage war against this corruption. But again, this war has to be, this rhetoric has to be followed with action, because we just hear pronouncements, let's fight corruption, but again, no significant arrests were made. Look at NYS 1, NYS 2. Look at how much money we've lost. Look at the 5 billion we lost in the health sector between 2013 and 2017. Look at what is happening in the Ministry of Agriculture right now. That 1.8 billion has been fraudulently released, paid to somebody who even...
Ghost workers.
Yes. You know, 1.8 billion.
So what's the solution?
What can that money do? The solution is this. Kenyans have a responsibility and a chance to set the record straight. Number one, we can do this thing by way of electing good leaders. Number two, we can use the laid down procedure. Let's say we invoke constitutional provisions by taking to court these people. But again, I have said it time and again, until we get a clause in the Economic Crimes Act that gives timelines on which to prosecute corruption cases, this war will be difficult to win. Because if you take a case to court, a high profile case to court right now, that case is likely to take forever.
Exactly. That was my next question. Court cases today take so long. Yesterday on the news, there was a woman who was actually fighting a land case that had dragged on for almost like over 15 years. And before that, over 30-something years, a court case is still continuing. Like, what should we do? We need solutions.
Actually, the government is being soft and lenient on these suspects. You know, the issue of corruption is not an issue we are supposed to be discussing at the moment, because it's becoming a disease that is actually eating up each and every soul in the country. Each and everybody is corrupt. The government is not taking any measures. You know, you can't say that we are still investigating, and it is very clear, evident that this so and so maybe has amassed funds from the county government or either from the county assembly, from the ministry. So I believe the government should just be very tough on these people. If
like, say, for example, get fired immediately from office.
Yeah, exactly. That is what Western countries are doing. They are very tough. They are very strong on this issue of corruption. That's why you can't hear maybe like if there are cases, maybe let's say in America or China, they are just minimal. But here in Kenya,
you see, in the National Assembly, media reports are not a credible source of information. And what we need to do also is to make media reporting a credible source of information, because before we even get the details, we first of all read them from the media. So if we can do an amendment to the credible sources of information, then we are looking at including the media as a credible source of information, so that again there is the aspect of professionalism and meticulous investigation.
But isn't the media already a credible source of information?
It's not recognized
for the public
by law
as well.
The media, what I can say, the media is a credible source of information, but there is bias in one way or another, because you find the coverage between this tycoon who has cash is very different from coverage on this person who is maybe poor and he or she doesn't have money actually to defend themselves. So you find that, for example, there's this time when the Kiambu governor, the issue of corruption has been alleged, and there's a bigger case in court about corruption issues. And this magistrate, he was on leave, but he came back. Yes, he just came back to give verdict on the issue that was facing Governor Waititu. And he was asked, why did you come back and yet you're on leave? It means there are quote unquote, there's some things that are hidden here. We are following people who are poor, we are following people who are common mwananchi, sentenced for many years, but people have money, governors, MPs, senators.
Before the story of media goes away.
Let's not delve into that, gentlemen. When we look at another story here katika gazeti la Taifa Leo, kuna habari iliyopewa kipaumbele pale ni kwamba rais anyamaza mambo ya kizorota. Na nafikiri hii inalingana na whatever we are talking of. Kimya cha Rais Uhuru Kenyatta wakati serikali yake na nchi kwa jumla inakabiliwa na changamoto nyingi kimechochea kila aina ya uvumi miongoni mwa wananchi kuhusu yanayoendelea serikalini. Hii ni baada ya Rais Kenyatta kuendelea kunyamaza wakati ikiwa wazi chama chake cha Jubilee kimegawanyika, baraza la mawaziri haliko pamoja. Na story hii inaendelea pale ukurasa wa pili katika gazeti la Taifa Leo. Juzi nakumbuka nikiuliza, je, serikali yetu inasambaratika, na nilielekeza hilo swali kwako. Na sasa habari hii tena imeweza kuangaziwa. Maoni yako ni yapi?
Wajua, unaweza respond kwa mambo kwa njia tofauti tofauti. Kimya pia ni a way of responding.
Lakini yeye kama rais anafaa kuchukua
as a president should be very strong. Lazima ukue na msimamo ya kwamba the problem with Kenya is that we speak but we don't put words into action.
So we don't walk the talk.
Yeah, we don't. Tutashughulikia jambo la ufisadi, we are going to fight these people, but at the end of the day wale watu bado wako kwenye ofisi. At the end of the day this ministry kuna pesa zimeibwa pale, kesho utapata ministry nyingine pesa zimeibwa, the next day unapata kwa ofisi nyingine pesa zimeibwa. So the government should come out strong.
Mimi ninamwamini rais kuongoza hii serikali. Na rais mimi sina shaka. The president is firmly in control. You see, our president is not the type to be, monitoring people around. He gives you a chance to prove your worth. So wakati tunasikia kwamba rais amenyamaza, si kila siku rais anajitokeza waziwazi anasema hii anasema. Unajua kuna wale watu yani they just want you to talk, and you can't talk about anything and everything. So the president has also some more important matters to deal with. So kimya cha rais mimi hakinipei wasiwasi yote, kwa sababu yeye
sehemu nyingi katika serikali na vile vile kuanzia katika county, katika serikali yetu sehemu nyingi zinaanza kulegea na rais bado ameendelea kunyamaza. Rais anafanya nini?
And it's true. When are we going to keep quiet on these issues, my friend Edwin? The president is the only 2 years he is still in office. He has been quiet until wakati anatoka kwa ofisi, nothing has been resolved. So it is high time the president should come out clear. If he want to leave legacy to the Kenyans, he should come clear. Fight this thing. Actually, we shall remember him for this.
The president is doing an incredible job. Is making really tremendous progress.
Staying silent
because
while the
president, what we mean by being silent is that we are not seeing him on media. But what is he doing in the office? The president directs. The president instructs.
Yes.
People are working under him. He gives instructions to cabinet secretaries. He gives instructions to government agencies and parastatals to make sure that the agenda of the government is being run. And in the war against corruption, the president cannot go out and arrest people. The president works through DCI, he works through EACC, he works through the police and actualize the arrest. So when the president says the war against corruption must be won, the DCI knows he has to investigate. The DPP knows he has to prosecute people. And the prisons know they have to incarcerate people.
And this is
so
exactly what
president.
we have just been seeing in the papers. Investigations just rolling on and on and on.
Yes, but
according to comments even from our social media that I can check here, people just saying, president should actually start acting up and do something about his government.
It's true.
But
if the DCI is failing, then the government should go to...
Let's not dwell on that. If we take a look at the People Daily, there's a very interesting story pale on the Splash. Woman's bid to fake pregnancy aborts. And this story continues on page 6. And it goes on to say, suspect attempted to buy infant after pretending to have been expectant. It continues on page 6 and it says, Dickens Okoth walked into Pumwani Maternal Hospital. This lady, she pretended to be expectant, and then she also she went to the hospital and delivered a fake baby. But this baby was actually fathered by her husband with another woman. Okay? And we have seen so many such cases in the papers where husbands, walk out of their marriages, and now it is driving our women to go to such ends of faking pregnancy and even paying other women to get their babies who are fathered by their own husbands. Where is our morality as a society? And yet people look up to us.
And then maybe if I can also ask a question, why are people faking pregnancy? Our mothers, our sisters nowadays, they are afraid of giving birth. That is true. They're afraid of carrying this pregnancy. But then, if somebody maybe becomes a victim, maybe he or she is not giving birth. She has maybe problems with her uterus, a problem with her female reproductive system. You'll find them going to the doctors, maybe want solutions. But if you are blessed enough, you can bear children. Why should you abort? I believe this is a immorality that should be, people should be educated on this.
No,
People
but the lady did not quite abort. She has her husband, but the husband went and fathered a child with another woman. So this lady signed a pact with this other woman. When she delivers, she goes to the hospital and registers as the mother of that child.
You know, these heart matters are sometimes very complex to comment on. But again, there are some intricacies that are usually involved in them, and you might really never know what is going on under the roofs, and not unless you talk to those two. But again, why would you do such? You know, there is a crime and it is prosecutable. That's something that can be prosecuted, and well, it's just unfortunate that we are still reading such, and I think people should just, and unlike what he said, you walk around and see how people are getting pregnant. People actually pride in
Let's come back
having
to
babies.
that. Let's come back to that very shortly, mtazamaji. Tunarejea baada ya muda usiokuwa mrefu, tunachukua mapumziko, lakini endelea kutuma comments zako katika social media platforms zetu, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, na tutakaporejea nitaweza kuchukua some few comments and we'll continue with our newspaper review, na vile vile tutaweza kuungana naye mzee Ali Hamisa ambaye pia huwa ni analyst wetu hapa. Muda tu usiokuwa mrefu, usiondoke. Na kwetu
TV. Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
La kutafakari.
Kuna watu wako nyumbani lakini ni dhiki. Ukisafiri watoto wako wanafurahi na mkeo. Wallahi, kuna wazee ama waume wakiwa ndani ya majumba yao ni msiba. Watoto hawatamani Jumapili ifike, maana baba atakuwa ndani ya nyumba. Kwa sababu mzee akiwa ndani ya nyumba ni dhiki na tabu tu. Makumbuka zamani baba zetu akiambia dadi chololo. Nani siku hizi ambaye dadi chololo? Ukija. Mimi nakumbuka shaimba dadi chololo. Hebu tuliulizeni watoto wetu walituona lini wakatuimbia dadi chololo? Ilikuwaje mpaka leo watoto hawaoni raha tukiwepo? Maana ukiingia nyumbani wewe TV yako, remote yako, una kochi sijui, kila kitu wewe chako. Hao wengine wote nkamba wapangaji ndani ile nyumba yako. Kwa kuwa ati walipa kodi na walisha watu. Kweli, nyama zote pia nzako, subhanallah. Watoto hula mifupa. Ngojeni baba yenu ale kwanza. Yake kula na wanao. Tie huyu, lishe yule. Watoto watajuaje kula vizuri? Kama we huli nao, ajue afa kula wali asiguse hapa. Ndio maana watoto wetu wana desturi. Kwa sababu mababa hawapo.
La kutafakari. La kutafakari.
Jumba zataka mahaba ya ikhwa. Zataka attention. Nana amekuja kusemesha punguza TV. Mwambie kipenzi changu. Tunda la macho yangu. Kitulizo cha moyo wangu. Wasemaje nana? Angalia maneno atakavyokuwa. Ule mtoto wa kike wallahi atatabasamu kama ni maji, huenda mikono kamtetema mpaka kayamwaga. Ama kuulize mume wangu leo mzima. Aone labda ni wahusia malakal maut ushamuona, maana yake hajawahi kusikia maneno yale ukimwambia. Ila zile siku kimtongoza mitaani kabla hujamuoa, tangu mtie nyumbani wewe kwa kuwa ana friji na TV na chakula, wewe ujishika kiono, kama simpendi ningemfanishia nyumba, kama simpendi ningemlisha kuku mimi kila Jumapili. Wewe unajitona namna ile. Kweli urongo? kama simpi attention mimi.
La kutafakari.
Na kwetu wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. You're watching the Sabah Show
on Horizon TV. Wake up to exciting mornings every day. Active Jumatatu with Mohammed Obura. Tech Tuesday with Yusuf Farah. Women issues all about women with Rahma Swaleh. Ibsam Jamal on Special Edition Business Desk. All about your health on Healthy Thursday with Mariam Mwacharo. And Tony Apartment Issues with Aisha Khan on the round. Fresh discussions, direct probe on the Sabah Show on Horizon TV.
Na kwetu wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. You're watching the Sabah Show
on Horizon TV.
We need to take care of the people who are there. Put them somewhere, then remove the building and put another thing. But you cannot just go at night at 11 when people are asleep and just...
but you know, the funny thing is,
yes,
these people were actually given money for, you know, for moving. They were given 600,000 each and given a year notice.
These are normal the stories we hear, but when you go to the ground, you'll find that even that money didn't reach the people who are there.
So where is the problem?
Maybe my colleagues can add on that.
I believe Sonko is just on the right track. He's trying to ensure that the 4 big agendas of the president, the affordable housing actually is in place. And you see, if you are compensated almost a year before the actual maybe action goes in place, you are told to move, you are given money to move out, and yet you use the money or you reject the compensation, and when the action now takes place, you start blaming the government. You see, at times we as Kenyans, we need to understand the government has to do its work. We don't just have to sit and start crying and complain that the government is tough on us. We actually need to not just to blame the government, but to give it a room for development projects.
Maybe if we cross over to international news, army protesters sign deal to end Sudan turmoil, and that is covered on the People Daily, page 18 there. And pact means after 30 years of military rule, the country is 3 years away from a fully civilian leadership. I think this should be news that should make us happy. Do you think, Edwin, that governments out there say maybe they are adopting the mkatenusu government, because Sudan was in turmoil and protest for a very long period. They ousted their president, and now they're signing a pact to actually share power?
Well, much as this nusu mkate government thing might look appealing, it is also, on the other hand, setting a very dangerous precedent, because anybody now can just instigate some sort of violence with the hope of getting into government through the back door. So we also need to nurture this democratic principle so that when an election is conducted, number one, it doesn't look like a matter of life and death. Number two, there is credibility in the entire electoral process. Because when there is credibility, then the chances of somebody disputing the elections are very, very minimal and very diminished. And therefore, what we need to do as a country is, like here in Kenya, in view of the Sudan thing, is that we must let government organs and institutions function independently. Let them operate independently. Let them make independent decisions. And for the people of Sudan, we really share their concerns. We really understand their frustrations. And for the military, we tell them, your work is to safeguard borders. Your work is to defend the nation. Your work is not to oppress the civilian. You must let the government be ruled or governed by the civilian people. That is not your work. You are supposed to defend the country against foreign aggression, against any sort of foreign attack. So let the military hasten this process of restoring the civilian rule so that the constitution is back to its operationalization. And again, when we have military rule, I've never seen any military rule that has spurred economic growth and development, that has created employment. I've seen military rules that have oppressed people, violated people's rights, that they have violated the fundamental, the Bill of Rights,
Yeah.
So we must let people govern themselves. You see, like what happened in Egypt. Again, military rule causing chaos, causing death, innocent blood being shed. This is not the way to go. So for the people of Sudan, we share you, and we are hoping that a civilian rule is quickly restored.
If we come to the same newspaper there, but before that, the same story has been covered on the Star, page, I think, if I'm not wrong, page 16, about Sudan military council opposition coalition sign political agreement. Tukija katika gazeti la The People Daily on page 14 pale, we see very sad news. Plight of Mathare hospital staff in hands of violent patients. Nurses narrate risks they face at a facility, with some raped, assaulted by mentally unstable male patients with little intervention from management or government. You just talked about proper leadership and people taking, responsibility for their farms and organization. Here we have nurses being raped by, Mathare patients. Mzee Ali, hawa nurses wetu wakigoma kwa sababu ya hizi, conditions zao za kazi, should we hold them accountable if this is what they go through?
I think we have to look at issues at the both sides of the coin. Maybe if I touch a little bit about Sudan before I mention about
just lift your microphone just a little bit.
And I notice the main reason behind Sudan getting into the current situation was when a loaf of bread was increased by 50 cents only. And this started all this chaos. So we in Kenya, we need also to appreciate the space we have, and despite all the issues, and we need to protect it, and we need to try and do things that will not lead us to such issues. As far as the Mathare issue is concerned, I think this is a question of putting proper security in place. You cannot leave the professionals to do their work without giving them proper security, especially to an institution like that, because people who are mentally ill, they can do anything. It's not in their control. So this is a big problem if the medical personnel are not given enough security to protect them from such. This is very sad, actually. I think it's very important. I don't know.
Actually, in my opinion, I'll call upon the management and the government actually to look into this so that these patients should be given security. There should be enough security actually to ensure that there is no maybe turmoil, there is no problems that arise between the patients and the nurses, because it will be very difficult to these doctors and nurses to attend to such patients, because they might fear some might maybe.
Yeah, when we come to some political matter here that I will link it to education, looking at the Daily Nation on page 10, we have MCAs have nothing to show for billions used on foreign trips. And this story was also covered, such a story was also covered last week, and we also went through it here. Ward representatives in 19 counties have gobbled up billions of shillings in salaries and allowances, but they have passed no bill or legislation since their election in 2017. Bungoma, Kakamega, Embu, Kajiado, Migori, among counties where no bill has been passed. As these billions are disappearing, state schools on page 12 of the same Daily Nation continue to grapple with deplorable infrastructure, inadequate number of teachers, lack of classrooms, desks, among other issues. You just talked about leadership. We have billions disappearing from MCAs, and then while we want to adopt the competence-based curriculum in our schools, infrastructure is poor.
That's in fact, you've summarized the whole thing. We are looking at launching the CBC against a backdrop of actually not even just poor, but some schools lacking the simplest infrastructure. We are at a point in time in this country where we still see children learning under a tree. So that class is just a minute away from ending once the clouds start to show signs of rain.
Yeah.
We are at a time as a country where we still see children suffer from hunger and disease. Yet these children are supposed to go to school. You know, when MCAs plan foreign trips, it's not because they're going to learn. We know they can't learn. That one we know. We've made mistakes by electing people with poor academic credentials who cannot even think.
So it is our fault. We have put these people there.
Yes, it is our problem.
Now that they are already there, they are leaders. Are you saying that maybe the government is not setting priorities right?
There is conflict of interest. If go deep down and talk to a government official, ask them, what do you want? Would you want to travel abroad? They'll tell you yes, because they will earn allowances. So they want to travel as much as possible because it comes with hefty perks. And these people are in positions of leadership. We put them there, not to serve us, but to serve their interests, so that they come again and bribe us and ask for another time. And we gladly give them. Many of us Kenyans, we like to forget that we made a mistake in 2017 by electing poor leaders with questionable academic credentials. That's why they cannot even interrogate bills. That's why we're still grappling with these issues of fiscal deficit. That's why you look at the budgetary process in counties. It's always stalling. MCAs are fighting with governors because the only thing that is clear to them is the allowances. That's what they see clearly. But they can't see development. They can't see empowering young people through innovation and creativity and entrepreneurship. They cannot see an economy that is working for everyone, because they know if the economy works for everyone, then their life in politics is ending.
It's dead.
Because when you empower young people, of course they will think independently. And when they think independently, they will vote independently. And they will vote in leaders with ability to deliver on their manifestos. But as we are as a country, we still have a lot to do. And we must make tough decisions. We must call ourselves to a very hard meeting, so that we must know where we're going as a country. Where are we? Where we've come from. You see, we haven't made much progress.
But we have been reflecting on this time and time again.
I think, if I may add, this issue of we have a big problem in the policies of the counties, of the 47 counties. Since it has started the way my colleague have said, it's like there was a park there for everybody to go and eat. I remember even there was a delegation which went to Rwanda, a place like Rwanda, to learn about cow reproduction, How? And when they reached there, they were told those people came to learn from Kenyans. So how do you do that? You see, but at the end of the day, at the end of the financial year, if that money for traveling is not used, the auditor will ask, why did you allocate this money for the MCAs if they don't use it? So again, that money has to be used. So why is it there in the first place? Why do you put money for these people which it is not needed? You know, we can use the experts to go for a trip, one person or two person to go and learn and come and implement. We don't need to send 50 people delegation to go and...
Let me borrow his wisdom, just in a minute. His wisdom.
Very quickly.
Very now, apart from Hong Kong and Singapore, there is no any other country that has developed to middle income status without agriculture. In Kenya, agriculture is the backbone.
Yes.
So if we can do something on agriculture, we empower the rural population who 70% depend on agriculture according to Kenya National Bureau of Statistics.
Yes.
If we can do that and we raise the agricultural contribution to the national GDP from the current 33 to about 40% and linkages to about 35%, and then we are looking at an economy that is not only flourishing but also creating sustainable development and growth. And we are going to get jobs, we are going to address the issue of fiscal deficit, we are going to create wealth in record numbers, and we are going to make sure that this country has the capacity to be among the leading economies in Africa. But we have poor governance, bad leaders, and citizens who cannot take responsibility when given a chance.
Just hold that thought, because at the same time when you say we should empower agriculture, this is the same country that does not actually promote the maize growers. Right now we have a maize crisis in the country. Mtazamaji, we'll get back to that when we come back after the break. Continue to send in your comments on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Horizontv Kenya, na vile vile utuangalie pia pale YouTube Horizontv Kenya, ama uangalie tovuti yetu www.horizontvkenya.co.ke. Maybe before I leave, just one comment. Kuna Zahra Maimuna anasema assalamu alaikum, keep it up. Thank you so much Zahra. Endelea kutegea the premium TV station Horizon TV. We'll be right back. Watching the Sabah Show
on Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Wake up to exciting mornings every day. Active Jumatatu with Mohammed Obura. Tech Tuesday with Yusuf Farah. Women issues all about women with Rahma Swale. Ibtisam Jamal on Special Edition Business Desk. All about your health on Healthy Thursday with Mariam Mwacharo. And Tony Apartment Issues with Aisha Khan on the round. Fresh discussions, direct probe on this Sabah Show on Horizon TV.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Muhammad from Muslim Mastery, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 7 tips to discipline your inner self. Tip 1. Seek refuge from shaitan. As soon as you get a negative thought about someone, realize that shaitan is playing with your mind. Don't let him win, and instead ask Allah to protect you from him. Tip 2. Focus on the facts. When something happens that you don't understand or like, identify the facts that a fly on the wall would have seen. By taking a cold, hard look at the facts, you'll see that the situation is a lot less dramatic than you originally thought. Tip 3. Analyze your interpretation. How are you interpreting the facts? This is usually what is triggering your negative emotions. Accept that you've added this interpretation yourself and that you can choose to have an empowering interpretation instead. Tip 4. Don't make people into villains. As difficult as it may feel, let go of the idea that someone else in your situation is the enemy who is out to get you. Stop making others wrong and yourself right. Tip 5. Avoid playing the victim. By choosing to put yourself into the role of the innocent victim, you're avoiding taking responsibility for your situation. Instead, be proactive and look at what you can do to make the situation better. Tip 6. Make excuses for others. The Sunnah encourages us to think good of others and make excuses for them whenever possible. In fact, Umar radiallahu anhu said, "Do not think badly of a word uttered by your brother when you can find a good interpretation for it." Tip 7. Take responsibility for yourself. Allah has given you free will, so no matter how difficult any situation may feel, it's entirely up to you how you choose to react. Remember that the test of life is not what happens to you, but whether you deal with it in a way that is pleasing to Allah. May Allah give me and you the tawfiq to implement these tips. Jazakallah khair for watching.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Natambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. You're watching the Sabah Show
on Horizon TV.
Na mtazamaji, karibu tena katika the premium TV station Horizon TV. Unaendelea kutizama the Sabah Show with Mariam Mwacharo. Leo ikiwa siku ya Alhamisi, tunaangazia uchambuzi wa magazeti. Kumbuka unaweza kuendelea kujoin the discussion on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Horizon TV Kenya, or go through our website www.horizontv.co.ke. Tunaendelea na uchambuzi wa magazeti. Nikiangalia pale gazeti la Daily Nation on page 11, new law to make huduma number compulsory. It will soon be impossible to conduct business or get public services without the huduma number card. The huduma number shall serve as the official sufficient proof for identification in the country, and its registration will now be mandatory for access to government services if the draft Huduma Number Bill 2019 is enacted by the National Assembly and signed into law by the President. Mimi nakumbuka tulipokuwa tuambiwa to register for huduma number, tulikuwa tunaambiwa it is not compulsory. You can do it, and if you don't want, you can just decide, and you don't have a huduma number. So why is it now being made compulsory for citizens? And we've only been given a very short amount of time. Nechesa, if you take that up.
Maybe I would like the government to come clear on this issue. If the government is telling us that maybe we are going to use the huduma number to acquire government services, and yet you have a national ID which is still doing the same.
Exactly.
So maybe there is something hidden. There's a hidden agenda behind the issue of huduma number, which the government should come clean on it. Because you tell us that you will acquire NHIF, you'll acquire health services, you'll acquire what using huduma number, the same thing which the ID is still doing.
Yes.
You can't, maybe you want to get health services. At times, you ask for ID number. You want to acquire any government service, a KRA PIN, you have to provide your ID number. You want to acquire any service from the government, you have to provide the ID number. And the government is, maybe they could have just said that we are replacing the ID with huduma number. Then you are going to understand that. But
I think I need to add on this.
Just move your mic a bit closer to
the
you.
The huduma number is a service, you see. What the government want to do with it, we really don't know well. But there are two very important things. Number one is that being a service, you can't tell people that from this day to this day you must get. It has to be an ongoing exercise, just like when you want to acquire any official government document. So for them locking it out and asking people, you must get it from this week or this 10 days or this is impossible. There are people who are earning a living on daily basis. How can someone go and queue for a whole day and is depending on 200 shillings to eat? Secondly, this issue is still in court. There's an NGO which took the government to court. And how can they, and the court made a ruling, before the final ruling they made that it should not be a compulsory. So I don't know how the government can implement anything on this before the finishing of that ruling in that court. This is the other issue.
Okay, so we leave it to the government to decide exactly tukijua what they want to do with our huduma numbers, then we can make a decision. But heading on, if we take a look at the standard on page 10, we have report HIV AIDS death reduce. Kenya is among 18 countries globally whose HIV AIDS prevalence rate stands at below 3%, a new report says. I think this is news that should make us very happy, because as a country we have really struggled with HIV, and now there's even supposedly a cure that has been found for HIV, right? We should be very happy about this news, but we have other prevailing issues in the country. While technological advances are continuing, medical treatment is also advancing, Kenya, we are still lagging behind. Yes, we celebrate that AIDS imepungua, cases imepungua, there's supposedly a cure, and this reminds us in Islam, Allah says, we do not give you any ailment without a cure. Heading on to the Business Daily, related on that issue, on page 12, superstitions hurt sickle cell anemia patient healthcare. Children born of parents branded as cursed are needlessly dying as witchcraft beliefs. So as we are advancing medically, Kenya is lagging behind. Why?
Well, if such cases, if you will interrogate the statistics, you'll find it is happening mostly in the suburbs and the rural areas.
But the suburbs are the part of the country.
Yes.
And this is what also brings development. So should we ignore this?
We need to categorize like which people are the ones affected by this thing. You know, yes, we have people with some sort of funny beliefs, and these funny beliefs have caused death, and they have caused suffering and, you know, massive starvation. And we need to appreciate that technology is God-given, and technology is being advanced by the abilities that God has given us. So we need to differentiate between these superstitions and what requires medical attention. Yes, we've had cases where somebody is taken to hospital and the doctors say, we cannot medically explain this situation. So, and the doctor says, the only thing I can recommend to you is you take this patient back home, try to talk to elders, and they might direct you on the way forward. So while we condemn superstition, we also must recognize that these superstitions have been there since time immemorial. We cannot run away from them. But again, we must draw a fine line between superstition and a medical condition that requires medical attention. So we need just to get serious and focus on what we must focus on.
Any comments?
Yeah, I think the major issue is sensitization and education of the people, especially in the rural setting. Sickle is something which is treatable, and it is a known disease. It's not something which is not known.
Yeah, just let's have your microphone here.
It doesn't make sense for someone having that, and instead of going to a doctor, you go to a witch doctor. I mean, it doesn't make sense, you know. Probably if someone goes to a herbalist, you know, someone who can give an alternative medicine, that's something which can be acceptable. But not someone who can do some funny jujus and then you just leave the child to die there, you know. That is my taking on that, you know. Basically, it's also, again, the government policy that to make sure that people are being counseled and are being mentored and informed, well informed. Yeah.
Let's move on. If we take a look at the People Daily on our very last story today, on page 12, vets want use of preservatives for meat and milk banned. There was an expose over the meat being toxic. Now we know that we cannot have toxicity, but at the same time, according to research, there's a level of chemicals that is allowed in foods to make them fresh and pure, that is allowed to be used. So should we continue to take chemicals into our system and affect our metabolism and life expectancy in general of Tumbo?
What I can say, actually, the Minister of Health should be very tough on this, because not everybody who is using these chemicals know the quantity that maybe it can be used. You see, somebody is using sodium metabisulfite, and yet he or she doesn't know the quantity that can be used so that it's not harmful to the health. Or maybe the Minister of Health should also be clear. It should give education on this so that we understand which level are we supposed to use?
But there is a farm that should actually, you know, give the standards of meat before it goes to the public. So are they lagging? Are they sleeping on their job?
Yeah, of course. In fact, and that's why I said again, we need to cultivate a culture of taking responsibility. You see, in this country, Solai Dam would kill so many people, and nobody would take up responsibility. Lives have been lost. You know, some people brought back to zero, and they have to again to start from nowhere. So we need to have that culture of taking responsibility, and of course, as moving forward, we need to get serious as a country and just do what we must do, because it is up to us.
My take is everybody in the world today is going back to natural and fresh.
Mm-hmm.
If you want meat, you buy a chicken, go and slaughter it yourself, eat it. If it is meat, get it from, don't go from these places where they have to preserve it and use chemicals. This is definitely a problem. Even if you are telling me it's a small portion acceptable, but today you take a small portion of the meat, you take a small portion from the juice, you take a small portion from the confectionery. At the end of the day, this is where we are having this a lot of cancer problems which are coming up, you know. So we need to go back to taking fresh things, you know. And today, the prices of fresh food is even higher than the one which...
The processed ones, yes.
Exactly.
Very quickly, if I can get your comments, there was a story that was covered yesterday, and it's in one of the dailies. An Uber taxi driver was arrested over asking a child that he had picked up to give him oral sex, and he was taken to court, but yesterday he was released on bond. We've had these cases go on and on for so long. Rape, children are being raped, now they're being molested, you know. What exactly should be the solution? Because this is very agitating for a mother as well to see that your child is picked up by Uber. We should be trusting these services, and now this driver has been released on bond. He is free. Tomorrow he can do this act again.
It is true. Actually, an action should be taken to such people, because you can't molest a child. Why are you molesting a child? It is against the law, and if you are found, you are prosecuted for at least 10 to 14 years. You see, so it is wrong, and if somebody is found as a culprit, a very stern action should be taken against them.
So our laws should change.
Yeah,
very quickly, if I can take a look at one interesting story in the Muslim world at BBC. It says a Muslim filmmaker who worked on a Star Wars films and The Favourite has produced 4 short films for 1.2 million euros project to tackle hatred, extremism and terrorism. Rizwan Wadan, who lives in Luton, is behind the Era in Terror project and wants to give Muslims a voice. I think this is news that should be happy, because most times, and especially from the attacks in history, when we hear a terrorism attack, people think of it Muslims. Yeah, most movies that are produced, you know, they portray Muslims to be the terrorists. And if a filmmaker out there is actually trying to change the dialogue and the shift in dynamic, then that's a very good thing. Do you think we should adopt such a sequel also in our own local programming, Mzali?
The key issue here is people to know the truth, you know.
Mike, please.
It is very, very important for people to understand the truth, whether someone is a Muslim or not a Muslim. Is particularly, anyone should be innocent before confirmed. An attack can take place here, and then people left, right, center are being taken just to show that people really, we are doing some work here. But we know most of the cases where they start from. So let's go to where the core area is and take all that one. But it's good. It's very happy to know that people are trying to do something so that the truth is coming out.
And in short, that has been. We should just be positive on the stories that we are covering concerning Islam, because you find many filmmakers, when they cover stories that concern Islam, they are usually negative. But the truth is, Islam is a religion of peace. Islam is a clean religion, and we should actually also focus on the positivity, not just negativity.
Islam is a sacred religion, and we need to separate the small elements that would want to misapply Islam. Because even if you went to our Christian world, we have people who are criminals and do, you know, the sex commercial work. They don't taint us, because Christianity is also very sacred. So we must draw a fine line. And even President Obama noted in his acceptance speech that to the Muslim world, we are not enemies but friends.
Yes.
We will root out those small elements that are wreaking terror and havoc around, so that we live harmoniously, we coexist, because Muslim and Christians are one.
Yes,
you cannot separate the two. They are one.
Definitely. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for having come and graced our show today. Thank you so much on the newspaper review. Before I take this break, maybe very quickly on other news, DRC Congo Ebola outbreak declared global health emergency. The World Health Organization has declared the Ebola crisis in the Democratic Republic of Congo a public health emergency of international concern. We will delve into this, but this is something one and everybody should know in Africa. Thank you so much for having us and staying tuned to Horizon TV, the premium TV station. Karibu sana mtazamaji, endelea kuwa papo hapo. Tutakaporejea tutaendelea na masuala yetu ya afya leo tukiangazia usafi. Continue joining the discussion on our social media platforms. I can see there's some comments and I will get back to them once we get back after this break. Please stay put. You're watching the Sabah Show
on Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Wake up to exciting mornings every day. Active Jumatatu with Mohammed Obura. Tech Tuesday with Yusuf Farah. Women issues all about women with Rahma.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation. You're watching Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation. Horizon TV, kurunzi ya taifa.
Kiumbe dhaifu lakini jasiri,
alitunukiwa sura nzima,
sura inayompa daraja yake inavyostahiki. Sharti ajigambe.
Naam, na pepo ipo chini ya nyayo zake.
Mpamba nyumba na nyoyo za wapendwa wake.
Anayebeba majukumu yake pasina kupinga.
Mtazamaji, je, unamfahamu anayezungumziwa?
Bila ya kusahau hadhi yake na haki zake.
Ungana nami Rahma Swaleh na Sheikh Juma Amir,
tukuelimishe na kukupa mwelekeo katika maisha ya ndoa
kwenye kipindi Dira ya Mwanamke,
kila Jumamosi na Jumapili saa 2 usiku majira ya Afrika Mashariki ndani ya Horizon TV.
Abu Najma with kids. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Hadith. We learn Hadith. We learn Hadith. We learn Hadith. We learn the doers. We learn the doers. We learn the doers. We learn the doers. We love a prophet. We love a prophet. We love a prophet. We love a prophet. Abu Najma with kids. Abu Najma with kids. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Hadith.
Wake up to exciting mornings every day. Active Jumatatu with Mohammed Obura. Tech Tuesday with Yusuf Farah. Women issues all about women with Rahma Swaleh. Ibtisam Jamal on Special Edition Business Desk. All about your health on Healthy Thursday with Mariam Mwacharo. And Tony Apartment Issues with Aisha Khan on the round. Fresh discussions, direct probe on the Sabah Show on Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, kurunzi ya taifa. Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Assalamu alaikum. Who annoys you most? How do we be around annoying people that we have to be? This is a really important question for me. And I remember being at a development course where I saw this guy who was so laid back and he was so chilled out. I mean, the way he spoke, the way he walked, the way he did everything. So I thought, you know what? This guy knows. So I went to him and I said, you seem like a great, calm, chilled out person. Can you tell me, how do you stay like that when you're around annoying people? So he said something which was very profound for me. He said, I just remember that however they're behaving is about them and not me. Now I had to think about this for a second, but I realized he was absolutely right. Most of the time, when people are annoying us, it's because they're behaving in a way we believe they shouldn't. And subconsciously, we believe that it's related to us or it's our fault in some way. This, of course, isn't true, because however someone chooses to react is down to them and the choices they make. So let's take an example. Imagine that I came to you and I verbally attacked you and I abused you. How are you going to feel? You're going to feel bad, right? What if a few minutes later I come back to you and I say, listen, everything I just said to you, it's all about me. It's got nothing to do with you. It's because of the stuff that's going on in my life right now. How do you feel? Better, right? You feel better even though I didn't apologize. Why? Because I've told you that it's not your fault. So the way to be around annoying people is to remember that their behavior has nothing to do with you. Now, one last question before I go. If you think I'm annoying, who is that about? You, right? So the real question is, who is the annoying person? Jazakallah khair for watching. Assalamu alaikum.
Quote of the day. Imam Malik bin Anas said, I am but a man. I make mistakes sometimes, and I am correct sometimes. So examine my opinions and accept anything that agrees with the book and sunnah, and leave anything that does not agree with the book and sunnah.
much makeup should a woman put when she's going out? Now, the answer to this is naturally a woman is created a very attractive person. And if she avoids, exposing her beauty, the better. Again, I go back, that's the whole purpose of hijab. So it should be very much on the minimal if she has to. And when I say the minimal, it means the natural, the lotion and what have you, and not lipstick, not the mascara, not the too much things that women tend to do. So when a woman is going out, then she should put it on the minimal, only do what is natural and avoid makeup as much as possible, because again, if she puts too much makeup, that will flout her hijab rules. So she should put it on the minimal, and if she wants to put makeup, she can put it inside her home, maybe before her husband and before her mahrams. Wallahu a'lam.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Wake up to exciting mornings every day. Active Jumatatu with Mohammed Obura. Tech Tuesday with Yusuf Farah. Women issues all about women with Rahma Swaleh. Ibtisam Jamal on Special Edition Business Desk. All about your health on Healthy Thursday with Mariam Mwacharo. And Tony Patiment Issues with Aisha Khan on the round. Fresh discussions, direct probe on the Sabah Show on Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Walk with us as we tell you the stories of our society.
Wengine atavaa mtandio kichwani, utafikiri ni kijihandkerchief.
Enzi za wakati wa kusema ati alisema, akasisitiza, akihutubia wanahabari, enzi hizo hazipo tena.
Kuchimbua na kunakili matukio kwa undani.
We want to create current awareness, ranging from adventure, human interest and inspirational stories,
ili kuweza kukuelimisha, kukuburudisha na kukubumbuisha.
Words have been said, but now it is time to lay the foundation that will impact the world.
Terrorism is terrorism, no matter who is behind the trigger.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Na kwetu wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. You're watching the Sabah Show
on Horizon TV.
Rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Tena kwa mara ya pili mtazamaji, sasa unaungana nami rasmi katika kile kipindi cha Stay Healthy, ambapo tunaangazia masuala yako ya afya. Shukran sana kwa kuendelea kutegea the premium television station Horizon TV, kurunzi ya taifa. Na bila shaka leo tutakuwa tunaangazia masuala ya afya na usafi katika sehemu zako nyeti. Wewe hudumisha vipi usafi? Tuma comments, SMS, piga simu hapa studioni, uliza swali lolote jinsi ya kudumisha usafi kama wewe ni dada ama kaka katika sehemu zako nyeti. Lakini kabla hayo pia tutakuwa tunamalizia lile swala letu la usafi katika siku za hedhi. Karibuni sana. Bila shaka studioni tayari wageni wangu wako tayari kuweza kuungana nami katika hii topic. Ni naye Dr. Gatembura ambaye ni gynecologist from MDoc Hospital. I have Mulki Ahmed from Raise Officials, and also the one who spearheads a Smile Pad Foundation and campaign all over the country, and I have Miss Rebecca Awinja, who is also an environmental conservationist. Karibu sana, karibuni sana katika kipindi. Moja kwa moja tukiendelea na lile swala letu la wiki iliyopita. Tulikuwa tunaangazia usafi wa siku za hedhi. Na pengine nikianza nawe Mulki, kuna mwanadada aliuliza, mimi kama niko shule sijawahi kupata any visit from anybody who comes to talk about cleanliness when I am on my menses. What advice do you give to students like me so I can also teach my fellow students?
Okay, tukianza na hapo, tumeanza shule kadhaa kwa sasa, primary schools, tumeenda karibu shule 4 na kesho pia kuna shule nyingine tunaenda. Kama siko Mombasa kuna watu wenye wanaenda. So kwa zile shule zenye tunaenda,
just pick up your
okay. Kwa zile shule zenye tunaenda, we meet the girls most of the time because menstrual hygiene ni kwa wasichana.
Yes.
So wale wasichana ukipata kuongea na wao, tunaongea na wasichana wenye wameshaanza kubaleghe ama kabla, kuanzia class 5 hadi class 8. Tunaongelesha kuhusu usafi wao wa ndani. Tukiongelesha kuhusu usafi wao wa ndani, tunaanza kuongelesha kuhusu mambo ya kutumia hizi sanitary towels, hizo pads, na vile wanafaa kujisafisha, na kuwafundisha pia wao kujua tarehe zao. Si lazima mtu akue mkubwa ndo apate kujua tarehe zake. So sana sana kando na sanitary towels pia unafaa kuwafundisha vile wanafaa kutumia nguo zao za ndani, vile watazisafisha, watazivaa masaa mangapi, wakifika nyumbani wakati gani watabadilisha, na wakimaliza hedhi yao vile watakuwa wakiendelea na usafi wao.
And that brings me to this question ya hygiene ambayo tunataka leo, nguo za ndani. Wewe huzungumza na wasichana and you are a mentor and they look up to you for advice. Nguo za ndani huwa mna advice, how long should you wear ile nguo ya ndani, ile kocho chupi hiyo, how long do you advise them to do so?
Wengi wao unajua wao wako shule asubuhi hadi jioni. So vile tunaongelesha ni ukifika jioni nyumbani ni kuoga, kujisafisha, kuosha nguo yako ya ndani, ianike. Hata kama utakuwa umeianika jioni, hakikisha asubuhi jua ikiwaka itapata hiyo miali ya jua ipate kuondoa zile bacteria na kitu yoyote.
And that comes to you, Daktari. You concur with her?
Yes, I do.
Just hold it.
Yes, I do. Yeah, because it is important to keep the hygiene. And the only way to keep the hygiene is to clean the private parts and the other things and expose them to
the sun. So what if you're staying in a cold area? What do you do?
If you are staying in a cold area, okay, just make it dry and then maybe after that you can iron it.
Iron it.
Yes.
So it is very important ipitwe na kamoto fulani hivi. Ipate kuwa vini.
Yes.
Haya, nikija kwako Madam Rebecca, wewe kama mhifadhi wa mazingira. Mara nyingi tunapotumia sanitary towels, hizi pads, tampons, tunatupa. Kuna watu wanakuja wana collect, wanazipeleka. Ni vipi? How do we properly dispose of them?
What normally happens is that with the organizations, companies, and some even estates which are high-end, they normally have a disposal collectors who come and especially just pick the sanitary towels. But the problem we are having is that most of us are middle class and lower class. So they mix them up and it has become a problem and hazard because we normally do a lot of research on the waste that is there, trying to sort out the type of wastes. And we have found that sanitary wear, and not only sanitary wear, even now the diapers for children, because they are more or less made of the same kind of material are becoming many and we are now trying to work with the communities, trying to raise an awareness that if it's possible they separate them from the source, from the house, if it's possible. And then trying to also talk to the agencies that are there, NEMA and all the other enforcers, to try to see what we can do, maybe create some space where an incinerator can be used for them. Because if they are burnt openly, now that becomes the hepatotoxicity.
Yes, that was my next question. What is the environmental hazard of just throwing them? Let's start with throwing them pale kwenye ardhi, hapo kwenye taka, manake mara nyingi wa hizo pads tunatupa tu hapo nje. Ina madhara gani kwa environment?
Unajua sasa iko ni uchafu, it's not a pleasing sight to see. So mara nyingi watu kitu wanafanya, wanazichukua wanaziweka kando alafu wanachoma. Na wakichoma hizo huwa ziko na plastiki. Vile vile tulibani hizi plastic bags. Hizo zina hizo toxic ambazo zinaenda kwa anga na zikifika hapo zinatupollute, na hapo ndo tunaanza kupata madhara. Daktari pia anaweza kubaliana na mimi, tukichoma hizo maplastiki, wale watu wako hapo karibu wakiweza kuvuta hiyo hewa inaanza kuwadhuru. Tena saa nyingine kama vile tu huwa kwa mahospitali tunachukua hizo zinaitwa nini, tunasema medical waste, ambayo saa ingine hizo madamu na nini na nini zinahandoliwa tofauti. Pia hivyo pia hiyo hedhi inafaa tuweze, na hata kinyesi cha watoto tunafaa tuweze kuihandle tofauti, kwa sababu huwezi jua inatoka na bakteria gani au viruses gani.
Aya, kabla nije kwako daktari, kuna comments zimeweza kuingia hapa Facebook. Nikiangalia page yangu anasema Elizabeth Obege anasema congratulations my dear, I like the show, keep it up, kila mtu keep it up. Thank you so much Madam Elizabeth Obege, endelea kutegea Horizon TV. Daktari, kuna swali jana liliweza kuingia wakati ni katika pekupeku zangu. Ulisema kwamba female anatomy ni tofauti. Kuna mwanadada aliuliza, mimi nikienda hospitali na mwanangu mtoto, daktari anamwambia kwamba sometimes kizazi chake kiko chini na sometimes kiko juu, and this can affect her menstrual cycle. Is that true?
That's a good question. Let's say it depends on the age, because as you grow, so does the proportion of the various parts of the body grow. But generally speaking, we have the anatomy of a human being, and so if it is the anatomy of the female, we have the specific areas where we expect the uterus, the vagina, and the cervix. So again, it also depends on the position. When you are seated, you are pushing, there is pressure from the abdomen on the pelvic organs. All right. When you are squatting, the same. So it depends on the position, but otherwise, given generally, the position ought to be the same. The position, if there is nothing wrong or abnormally wrong with the lady, the position ought to be the same.
Pengine nikibaki tu kwako papo hapo, last time ulisema kwamba wanawake hawaelewi anatomy yao. Tuelezee anatomy yetu ikoje?
Okay, thank you. Yes, it is true that I did say that, because when we see most of the ladies in our clinics and we mention various parts, they seem not to be with us. They seem to be lost. I want to take just a few minutes to explain and educate you, the listeners and the viewers, on the female anatomy. And the female anatomy is the same, irrespective of the color and irrespective of the color.
Yeah, you can just pick up the chart, maybe if you and just you can sit with it.
Yes, I think I can point.
Okay.
I can point from here, irrespective of the color and age. But for age, depending on whether it's a newborn, a child, and then at puberty, it's only the sizes. But generally, the anatomy is it's the same.
So hakuna ambaye uterus yake ni kubwa, huyu yake ni ndogo, kila kitu kiko tu sawa kwa kila mwanamke.
Kila kitu kiko sawa, but the difference is just the age. Because the uterus of an infant, a child, and one at puberty and another one at childbearing or have given birth is relatively different. The sizes will be just different. When you look at this diagram of this lady, we are specifically interested in the pelvic organs. I'll start you from the ovary. This is the ovary. As you can see, this is the ovary, and then this is the ovary, the ovary, the ovary. The ovary is where the eggs are. The ovary is where the eggs are. It produces the eggs, and then the eggs from the ovary are trapped by the tube. This is the head of the tube. Then they are trapped, and then the egg travel down the tube. They travel down the tube, down the tube, and then they meet with the sperm, which is deposited here in the vagina, next to the cervix, and then the sperm travels, and they meet somewhere here. Somewhere here, and then when they meet, the conceptus now travels down to get implanted in the uterus. So the ovary, the tube, and then this is the uterus. When we talk about the uterus has various parts. This we call it the body of the uterus, and then the cervix, from here to here is the cervix. From here to here is the cervix. The cervix is also part of the uterus. The cervix is the inlet, ni mlango ya nyumba ya mtoto. So the cervix, and it is always closed unless you are delivering. It is only open when you are delivering. Then the cervix opens up to the birth canal, which we call now the vagina. From here to here, it's the vagina. The vagina is a long tube. In its longest portion is about 10 centimeters. But in the shortest portion is about 6 centimeters.
Okay.
So this is the vagina, opens up to the cervix, which is normally closed all night, and unless maybe you are delivering, and then this is where the baby is housed. This is the baby where the baby is housed. When the vagina opens, it opens at the area that you can see. When the lady parts the leg, the legs, what you can see, it's not the vagina. That we call it the vulva.
Okay.
The vulva. The vagina starts from the opening inside.
Inside.
From the vulva, which unfortunately we don't have it here, but kindly accept that from the vulva we have folds. The immediate fold next to the thighs, we call it the labia major or labia majora. Then the smaller one next to it, we call it the labia minor. Then it opens up to a space which you call the vestibule. That vestibule houses the opening of the urethra and then the opening of the vagina. The opening of the urethra and then the opening of the vagina. So that's the vagina opening and then going inside to the vagina. Now the vagina opening has a membrane.
Yes, Daktari, just hold that thought there as we are just rushing towards through time. We'll get back to this female anatomy. Maybe if you can direct a very last question to Madam Rebecca Hapa, environmental conservation. Somebody is saying incinerators are definitely very expensive to have. So say, for example, the people who are living in rural areas, very quickly, rural areas. Okay, let me say, my director there is telling me that the time is not with us. Let's go for a break, and then when we come back, we'll tackle that question. People in the rural areas, how they should actually dump sanitary towels and tampons to maintain hygiene and also keep them healthy. Mtazamaji, usiondoke, tutakaporegea tutaendelea kuzungumzia swala la usafi na menstrual hygiene.
Tambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. You're watching the Sabah Show
on Horizon TV.
A woman put when she's going out. Now, the answer to this is naturally a woman is created a very attractive person. And if she avoids, exposing her beauty, the better. Again, I go back, that's the whole purpose of hijab. So it should be very much on the minimal if she has to. And when I say the minimal, it means the natural, the lotion and what have you, and not lipstick, not the mascara, not the too much things that women tend to do. So when a woman is going out, then she should put it on the minimal, only do what is natural and avoid makeup as much as possible, because again, if she puts too much makeup, that will flout her hijab rules. So she should put it on the minimal. And if she wants to put makeup, she can put it inside her home, maybe before her husband and before her mahrams. Wallahu a'lam.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Na kwetu wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. You're watching the Sabah Show
on Horizon TV.
Watazamaji wa the premium TV station Horizon TV, karibu tena katika kitengo cha pili cha Stay Healthy Show. Nami Mariam Mwacharo, leo tunaangazia masuala ya usafi wa sehemu zako za nyeti, na daktari alikuwa anatuelezea anatomy ya mwanamke na atakwenda pia atatuelezea anatomy ya mwanamume. Lakini kabla hatujaendelea, kulikuwa na swali pale limetumwa pale Facebook page, linadirectiwa kwa Madam Rebecca, our conservationist, environmental conservationist. Anasema in rural areas incinerators, na incinerator kwa wale ambao hawajui ni mashine fulani hivi ambayo hutumika kuchoma taka, na ikichoma ile takataka inaipoteza kabisa. Sijui kama I have captured it. They are very expensive, kwamba ni ghali kununua. So huku sisi ambao tunaishi mashinani tunafaa kufanya nini ili ku get rid of hizo diapers, pads na tampons na zisituathiri sisi kiafya?
Okay. Karibuni tumekuwa tukijadiliana juu ya hii maneno kama conservationist na wengine ambao wamechukulia menstrual health kama ikiwa ni laini yao. Na options ziko nyingi. Kuna zile ambazo kwanza mara nyingi rural health places watu hawawezi kuafford hizo hata pads, sanitary wear, kwa sababu ni ghali kwao. Kuambia mzazi pengine kununua hizo pads kama 300 hivi au 200 kila mwezi kwa mtoto, na pengine ana wasichana 3 4, inakuwa ngumu kwake. Sasa kuna options za kwamba tunaweza kutumia zile reusable ambazo zinatengenezwa na nguo, unaweza fua alafu unarudi unatumia tena mwezi ujao. Lakini kama ikiwa lazima utumie pads, kuna vile unaweza, kama kuna hizo pit latrines, si ati ndio njia muhimu, ni njia mzuri sana, lakini unaweza kutumia kuweka huko, au mujenge kama kapiti hivi alafu muwe mkiweka mkifunika. Lakini saa nyingine kuna mali pengine maji iko juu, so inaweza kwenda tena pia ikaanza kuninio. Sasa hakuna njia moja mbadala, ni watu waangalie wenyewe kwa wenyewe katika kuongea. Najua kuna watu wengi ambao wanaelewa haya maneno, so mnaweza kutafuta mtu yote ambaye anaelewa hizi maneno, mnaweza kuongea nao kama ikiwa hawezi kuelewa nini kinaendelea, wanaweza kuuliza watu ambao wa health na pengine watu wa environment. I'm sure NEMA has representatives in every other area. Another way you can use it is the menstrual cups. Although initially ni expensive, but it's something that can be used for many years.
Yes.
If kama maybe schools or through organizations, you can get those menstrual cups. In fact, we are telling communities and schools especially, if you can be able to get them and give them to the girls, they are the most hygienic that they can use.
Okay. Sasa kwa yule Khadija Saada pale ambapo umeniuliza hilo swali, unaambiwa menstrual cups ni nzuri zaidi katika ku conserve our environment. Na katika Uislamu pia, katika dini yetu tunaambiwa you take care of your environment that Allah gave you. So this is also one of the benefits of staying hygienically positive. Let me come to you, katika mazungumzo yako na wasichana, definitely there are girls who have started using menstrual cups. There are others who are using sanitary towels. How do you strike the balance between the two when you talk to them hygienically? Because the person who's using menstrual cups, system yake ama yani design yake ya kumaintain usafi ni tofauti na yule ambaye hutumia pads.
Okay, kwa wengi wenye tumeinteract nao ni the ones who use the pads. Lakini for the menstrual cups, I can take the advantage of me having the knowledge ya jinsi ya kusafisha menstrual cups na vile mtu anatumia pads anafaa kujisafisha. So kabla tuende hapo na kabla tuanze kuongelesha, huwa tumeshawatenganisha. Tunauliza wangapi wanatumia hii, wangapi wanatumia nguo, wangapi wanatumia the reusable pads. So tukishafanya hivyo tunapata kuwajulisha, lakini sote tunafaa kujua kwa sote tunapata hedhi. So hata kama wanatumia cups, wanatumia hii nyingine, kuna jinsi ya kujisafisha, kuna jinsi ya kusafisha hizo cups, and after how long they're supposed to clean it. Yani baada ya kile wakimaliza hedhi yao wanafaa kuisunza, kuivaa tena. Alafu wakishamaliza baada ya wiki ndo ile wakiboil na maji moto waeke kando nini. Na wenye wanatumia pads tunaelezea jinsi ya kudispose. Luckily most primary schools wako na the disposable part, hizo za kucollect all the pads kwa kila choo wameweka the containers. So it's easier for them.
Na pia ukikumbuka pia huu usafi, jambo zima la usafi katika Uislamu limeangaziwa sana. Katika hadithi ya Mtume sallallahu alaihi wasallam anasema al-islamu nadhifu fatanadhafu fa innahu la yadkhulu aljanna illa an-nadhif. Yani Muislamu ni mtu msafi, basi jisafisheni, hakika hakuna atakayeingia peponi isipokuwa yule msafi. Haya, nikiangalia comments pale za YouTube baada ya salams, kuna mmoja anasema keep it up, shukran sana, show is dope. Yusuf Farah, shukran. Bwana Ali pale anasema mashallah. Muhammad anasema good job. Mariam Mwacharo, thank you so much, endelea kutegea Horizon TV. Saida Abud anasema big up Mariam and team, the show is amazing, shukran sana. Na Mbarak Abdallah anasema Mulki, big up hiyo. Sasa haya, tunaendelea. Daktari, ulikuwa unaelezea female anatomy. Mara moja tumalize alafu tuende kwa male anatomy, manake maswali yanaingia mengi na nataka nianze.
Yes, I wanted to go inside through the vagina and then the cervix. Last time when we were together I had mentioned that the uterus has layers. The uterus has layers. We have the outer layer, the bigger layer that you see here. This is the muscle layer, and then the inner layer. Then the inner layer. As today we are discussing menstrual hygiene, it is the inner layer which is responsive to hormones. And when you are getting the menstrual period, what we call the period, that menstruation is the shedding of the inner layer in the absence of fertilization.
Yes.
So this layer is shed out together with maybe the unfertilized egg. But most people say that the period that they get is the unfertilized egg. The unfertilized egg is something very minute. Most of it, 99%, is the inner layer of the uterus. That's the one that is shed out, and then after that the uterus starts to grow again from the inner layer. This muscle layer is just to give you muscle back and power when you are giving birth. Last shot is that when you are cleaning yourself, now that we are in menstrual hygiene, when you are cleaning yourself, kindly and never shall enter the vagina. The cleaning is only the vestibule, the outer part. But from the hymen inside, please, that is a no-go zone.
And that is a question I will come to ask very soon.
Yes, that's a no-go zone.
Okay, let's take a look at the male anatomy. If you can just stand up and lift that chart. Explain to us real quickly.
Likewise, when we go to the counterpart, the male, this is the external bit. This is the male as we know. This is the male as we know. This is the male as we know. We are interested in the reproductive organs, and the reproductive organs start from the testes. And this is the testis. This is the inside of the testis. This is the covering of the testis, as we can see. This is the scrotum, and this is the inside of the testis as it is. So this is where the eggs are produced. This is analogous. This is the same as the ovary of the female. So the eggs are produced here, then they are collected here, and this is the what we call the epididymis, and then the collecting duct, which is the sperm duct. And then the sperm duct continues, and then it joins with the urethra. Like now, if you can see here, this is the testis, and then the sperm duct comes, and then it joins. This is the urethra, like that. This is the urethra, like that. And then it joins the urethra here, so that the sperm can now get out from the urethra. So from the scrotum, we have this duct that joins with the urethra. And then this is the penis. This is the penis. The penis has no bone. It is all muscle that are quite responsive and full of blood vessels, and it has parts. This is the head, and then the body, and then the inside. The penis has a urethra which is connected with the bladder, where the urine collects, and then we have this duct. This duct connects with the urethra at this particular region.
Okay. Thank you, daktari. Naja kwako na maswali. Madam Rebecca, shukran sana kwa kuweza kuungana nasi, umeweza kutujibia maswali ya environment. Kwa yule Khadija Saad, naona amepost tena lile swali lake, amesema kwamba unapokuwa yale mazingira ambayo pengine hakuna hizi other facilities to get rid of sanitary towels and tampons, unajenga pit latrine, munachimba, munaweka humo ndani, lakini hakikisha kwamba haifikii water table, manake pia yale maji munayotumia yanayoingia kwenye river ndio tunayotumia katika lishe, katika kupika na pale nyumbani, ndio yataweza kupitia pale na yataingia kwenye vyakula vyetu. Kwa hiyo unatupa kwa pit latrine, ama pia you also contact environmental conservationist organizations muweze kujua jinsi ya kuweza kuget rid of sanitary towels and tampons. Very soon we will be leaving Madam Rebecca and we'll be joined by Ebi Weyime, who's going to answer a few questions that came through about menstrual cups. Lakini tukiendelea, daktari, kuna swali la kwanza pengine nikianza kukuuliza usafi kwa jumla katika sehemu nyeti, manake naona hapa maswali yanaendelea kuingia sana. Tuanze tu na nguo. Ni nguo gani ambayo ni sawa kwa mwanamke kuvaa na kwa mwanamume kuvaa, ili apate kuwa na mandhari yake yawe yako sawa? Ni nguo aina gani?
Okay, I'll start with the ladies. I've just said that the private part, what we can see is the vulva, and the vulva is between the two thighs.
Yes.
And then it forms kind of like a triangle because the two thighs join, so there is like a space there.
Yes.
And in a female, there is always that discharge, or a discharge that is coming out continuously, which is normal. So it creates an environment which is relatively moist with humidity. So it is advised that a lady should always keep her private part clean, and if you are to wear the other clothings, the best other clothings will be the cotton other clothings.
The cotton
other clothings.
Kwa mwanamume?
Kwa naume, we advise them to wear what we call the boxers that would allow more air, because the external reproductive organs of a man, the scrotum, which is the factory for the eggs, is supposed to be exposed on the outside, not at the heat. Not at the heat. So you should wear the boxers so that they allow air to move and circulate. So
kwa hiyo zile chupi ambazo watu, manake kuna swali hapa nasema kuna zile chupi, zile tights, zile yani zile za wenyewe wanaita cowboy, mwanamume haruhusiwi kuvaa hizo kwa sababu ya mandhari inafaa kupita hewa?
Yes, those are not desirable and advisable because they put the scrotum next to the body, and the body has a relatively higher temperature than the scrotum.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be on the outside, and then air continues to flow. When the scrotum is, or the testis is heated by more temperature, it decreases its function, and then the sperm production goes low, and then you may have slightly issues with making a lady to conceive.
Haya daktari, tutarejea muda usiokuwa mrefu. Mtazamaji, endelea kutazama Horizon TV, kurunzi ya taifa, the premium TV station. Endelea kuchangia katika mada yetu, naendelea kupokea comments zenu katika social media platforms zetu. Continue with the discussion, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Horizon TV Kenya, or you can get us on YouTube as well as on our website www.horizontvkenya.co.ke. We'll be inviting Ebi Weime very soon, and ama uweze kututembelea Jamia Mosque hapa katika ofisi zetu za Horizon TV. Tutakaporejea tutaungana naye Ebi Weime ambaye ataweza kujibu maswali machache, alafu pia tutaweza kuwa naye mwalimu ikiwezekana kuweza kutujibia maswali kuhusiana na usafi. Usiondoke. Mariam Mwacharo, you're watching Sabah Show
on Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
How much makeup should a woman put when she's going out? Now, the answer to this is naturally a woman is created a very attractive person. And if she avoids, exposing her beauty, the better. Again, I go back, that's the whole purpose of hijab. So it should be very much on the minimal if she has to. And when I say the minimal, it means the natural, the lotion and what have you, and not lipstick, not the mascara, not the too much things that women tend to do. So when a woman is going out, then she should put it on the minimal, only do what is natural and avoid makeup as much as possible, because again, if she puts too much makeup, that will flout her hijab rules. So she should put it on the minimal, and if she wants to put makeup, she can put it inside her home, maybe before her husband and before her mahrams. Wallahu a'lam.
Quote of the day. Imam Malik bin Anas said, "I am but a man. I make mistakes sometimes, and I am correct sometimes. So examine my opinions and accept anything that agrees with the book and sunnah, and leave anything that does not agree with the book and sunnah.
On the next episode,
Mwenyezi Mungu amewafanya waja wake wema na wasiokuwa wema. Hata Iblisi tumesema wawe waweza kumuuliza mambo kadhaa ambayo sisi leo tuogopa kumuuliza mashekhe wetu au kuuliza watu ambao wamekuwa ndio wakubwa wetu. Mwenyezi Mungu tarbia yake hakufanyizia namna hii. Na Mtume sallallahu alaihi wasallam pamoja na ihtiramu alikuwa akipewa, lakini watu walikuwa waweza ile mambo yenye kuwakera roho zao kumuuliza Mtume sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Qur'ani mwongozo wangu, Qur'ani mwombezi wangu, Qur'ani kumbao langu, ni kitabu chenye haki huipati.
This is the street quiz. We are back. What's your name, bro?
Mustafa Awad.
So I'm looking for county number 023.
Nairobi. Turkana.
Nanti.
I don't know.
Ihsan inamaanisha ni mazuri. Right now I don't remember.
Hapana, Nairobi ni 047. Ukitaka kujua ni gani? Tazama street quiz ndani ya Horizon TV. Bro, here is your t-shirt inshallah. Horizon branded t-shirt from Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Na kwetu wananitambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. You're watching the Sabah Show
on Horizon TV.
Katika kitengo cha pili cha Stay Healthy Show, leo tunaangazia usafi wa sehemu zako za nyeti. Ni kitengo cha tatu kweli. Natamani kiwe cha pili, lakini mwelekezi wangu pale ananiambia ni kitengo cha tatu na muda ndio wewe unakwenda, nipende nisipende. Haya bwana Shakombo, kitengo cha tatu. Na mtazamaji, tunaangazia masuala ya usafi na tunamaliza na menstrual health. Kwanza Madam Ebi ameungana nasi. Kuna msichana aliweza kuniuliza swali. When I am wearing the menstrual cup, kama nimevaa ile cup, menstrual cup, je, kuna hatari ya kuanguka nikitembea?
Hiyo ni swali nimeuliza sana, lakini jibu ni hapana. Kikombe haiwezi anguka sababu unaona kikombe chenyewe kiko na shimo 4. Hizo shimo ndio zina create what we call the vacuum, ile seal. So imagine the kitchen pump, ukiweka chini it sucks the air alafu inakwama. Kwa hivyo kikombe works the same way. Kwa hivyo kikombe haiwezi anguka.
Okay. Alafu kuna mwingine aliuliza, je, can I sleep with the menstrual cup inside me? Will the blood go back in?
Yes, you can sleep with the cup, and let's also assume that you're upside down or umelala on the side or whatever blood that's inside there imekaa tu uko ndani bado. Kwa hivyo hata ikirudi, and as daktari will say, hata ikirudi, the cervix is a very small hole yenye haiwezi rudisha damu back inside, which means it will just stay within the vagina, within the birth canal, haitaenda anywhere.
Daktari, you can respond to that?
Yeah, that is true. There could be no backflow, as she has rightly put it. There is also pressure within the uterus, so the pressure within the uterus will prevent backflow of blood from the vagina upwards.
And then girls, there were so many girls from schools asking me, can I continue to do my exercises, swim with the menstrual cup inside me?
Yes, and that's the beauty of the cup. The cup was created so that a woman's life or day should not change just because they have a period. So, kama ulikuwa umepanga kulala, kwenda kwa bahari kuogelea, ulikuwa umepanga kwenda kucheza na marafiki zako, your life should not change just because you have a period. So you can literally do anything you like while on your period if you're using the cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was also a very tricky question. I call it tricky because I maybe Daktari can also help you address. There was a girl who was asking, if I wear the menstrual cup and the woman's anatomy is connected, she's saying that the organs are very close to each other. So if the cup occupies space, will I be able to go number 2?
Yes. That's also a question that I get a lot. I'm sure also Daktari sees it. Most women don't know that wasichana wana shimo tatu. Shimo sio mbili ama moja vile wengine ufikiria. Shimo ni tatu. Kwa hivyo penye kikombe inaingia ni hapo kwa the vagina through the vulva, right? And then kuna ile ya nyuma ya haja kubwa. Alafu hapo mbele the urethra yenye daktari alikuwa anasema ndio shimo ndogo, wengine hata wajui wanayo. Ni shimo ndogo, and that's where you go for your short call.
Okay.
Kwa hivyo when you have the cup inside, you don't have to take out the cup every time when you go for a short call or a long call. You can do whatever you like, and the cup you can stay with it for up to 12 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Daktari, if I can come to you. Aside from, most doctors usually say when we are cleaning our private areas, yeah, we should use just plain water, especially for women. But we know there are people who say you can use soap. We know that women today are very luxurious. There are things that are called douches, you know, like douching. We know there is a spa. Daktari, do you know that there is a spa for the female genitalia? Where you go, you see like a sauna. When you go to a sauna, that's steam bath. So there is a spa where you just go and sit and then steam, you know, and it says that it helps to maintain the environment there. What is your comment on this, Daktari?
Thank you. Those are very, very, very good questions. And at a time like now that we are discussing female hygiene and also the private part hygiene. Number one, we talked about the vestibule. When you are cleaning, just clean the vestibule. That is the inner lips, the area enclosed by the inner lips. But beyond the hymen, kindly don't go inside, because when you go inside, that is what we call douching. You are cleaning the vagina. The vagina is endowed with normal bacteria that help to maintain that environment, which is acidic environment. It prevents harmful bacteria from entering. So when you go and clean the inside of the vagina, you are removing the good bacteria and then allowing or giving room for the harmful bacteria to go in. And then you always be having full smelling vaginal discharge, which we call vaginosis, and that will disturb you a lot. So when you clean, just clean the outside. It is true, you should always use clean water. You use clean water. If at any one time you want to use soap, please use unscented soap.
Okay.
Unscented soap. We have vaginal washes. The vaginal washes are only the external part.
Oh, so no inserting anything in there to clean?
Not inserting anything there to clean. Just the external bit. The sauna, it really helps because, you know, when you are heating the private part, it's endowed with blood vessels. And when then the blood vessels come, then it feels very nice because there is good blood flow, and then the tissues and the cells feel healthy. So they are well moistened.
Yeah, let's shift our direction very quickly. My director there, Muhammad Shakombo, kindly have us that video where we met Dr. Marjan, who spoke about cleaning and the agents of cleaning as well. In today's times, there are very many forms women use to cleanse their, you know, their areas. There's douching, there's soaps, there's spas. Please advise, because most of the time when I visit a doctor, say for example, and they say, you know, you do not have to use anything else but to just clean with water. Others would say you use soap. Others you say you do not use perfumed soap. And then there are these other means that have now come, these contemporary 21st century means like douching and spas. You know, there are spas for, you know. So kindly advise, how do you best take care of yourself?
Many specialists do not advocate those kind of exotic methods of cleaning and cleansing the female genitalia, because many of them tends now to affect the normal milieu, the environment of those areas. They will change the acidity, they will change the acid levels, and they will now be fertile ground for harmful bacteria to come in. Or sometimes what they do is cleanse the normal, what we call the normal flora and fauna. Because as you realize, when one takes a bath and you cleanse your body, you can see that there's some kind of darkish material that comes on the towel. I mean, on the towel. And despite how much you cleanse yourself, it's still there.
Yes.
That means there are normal bacteria that lives on the skin. And once you cleanse the skin, you sterilize the skin or you sterilize the female reproductive system, then harmful bacteria comes and invade. That is the danger of using those. Just using plain water, sometimes just add salt alone.
In today's times, there are very many forms women
that was
use.
Dr. Marjan hapo anatuambia kwamba haina haja ya wewe kusafisha hiyo kudusha ama kufanya nini, na vile vile Dr. Gatembura pia ameweza kutuambia swala hilo. Sasa kuna swali liliweza kuingia kabla sijakuja kwa swali lingine kwa Ebi hapa, pengine nimuulize. Kuna mwanadada aliuliza kama natumia menstrual cup na isafisha vipi, manake kama nitaidisinfect natumia Dettol kuipangusa nikiingiza ndani, ile Dettol haitaniathiri?
Swali mzuri. With the cup, kwa kikombe tunasema haufai kutumia hiyo Dettol ama sabuni yoyote, for that matter. You're not supposed to use any soap. Because you see the cup itself, all you need to do is boil it. Unachemsha tu kwa maji, plain water. Bora tu maji safi, unachemsha and that's it. Au need kuweka hizo sabuni, mara Dettol, mara nini, sababu hii ni kikombe yenye inaingia ndani ya vagina. And like Daktari said, we don't need to douche, which means we don't need to put in anything inside. That's why the cup is also economical, because all you need to, it's a one-time investment.
Yeah.
All you need is the cup and a small sufuria and that's it. Hata sabuni you don't need.
Okay.
Yeah.
So una boil tu, haina haja tu pia utie chumvi, hakuna, just boil.
Hakuna, lakini saa ingine ukitumia kikombe kwa muda mrefu, saa ingine wengine ukitumia 1 year ama 2 years, it starts to get discolored.
Okay.
So when it's discolored, haimaanishi kikombe ni mbaya. Inamaanisha tu niyo discolorization. So
okay, kwa sababu ya damu.
It's sababu ya damu within a long time.
Yeah.
So what we usually advise sometimes, unaweza tumia hydrogen peroxide yenye inapatikana hata kwa chemist. So what you do, unachukua tu kidogo na maji, you soak it, and then ukimaliza you do the original thing. Unachukua tu maji, plain water again, and boil. So by boiling, it ensures that any traces of the peroxide that was there is now done.
Okay.
Then ukimaliza, just put it in sunlight, and then it comes back to the original color.
Back to sunlight, kama vile daktari alivyotuambia.
Sunlight, yeah.
Mulki, nakumbuka ulikuwa umetaja kuhusiana na wanafunzi, you deal with students a lot of times. Swali pengine kwako daktari, kuna vijana ambao wameweza kutuma messages on social media platforms, wanauliza boys in secondary schools share bathrooms, right? So how do you maintain cleanliness of their genitalia? Kwa sababu most bathrooms, you know, the soap and everything and that steam. Daktari, watu wanasema kwamba huwa kuna viini vinaelea vinaogelea mule mwenye hewa. How do you advise the boys to maintain, you know, a healthy sanitary area?
Okay, that's good. We have an advantage for boys because most of the reproductive organs are external.
Okay.
They are external. And when they have external, they have no room for douching.
Yes.
They have no room for douching. So number one, all they require to do is that what is in the air, you don't have any control.
Okay.
That cannot affect you. All you require to do is that make sure that you are cleaning the private part, that's the scrotum and the penis. And if by any chance you still have the foreskin, that is, you are not circumcised, you only require to clean the inside of the prepuce with plain water, but not with soap, with plain water. Just keep the glands or the prepuce with plain water, and then that will be fine. And then once you clean, you dry it and wear your boxer.
Haya, moja kwa moja mbio kabisa. The Sunnah indicates that it is prescribed to remove pubic hair and armpit hair. Al-Bukhari in Muslim narrated from Abu Huraira, may Allah be pleased with him, that the Prophet ﷺ said the fitra is 5 things, or 5 things are part of the fitra: circumcision, shaving the pubes, cutting the nails, plucking the armpit hairs, and trimming the mustache. So now we come to pubic hair, daktari. Zile nywele definitely zina sababu ya kumea. Kwa hiyo tuzitoe ama tuziache? Pubic hair.
It depends on individuals and what you ascribe to, if it is culture, if it is religion. But medically, they've got no medical reason. to be removed.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as we say they ought to be there.
They ought to be there.
They ought to be there, and they're supposed to be there. But if for various reasons you find that they are long and they are interfering with you, you can trim them. But remember, that skin, just like the hair, so you are bound once you trim, and depending on which machine you are using to shave, then you can have reactions on the skin. And that's why people come with a lot of pimples and you get skin infection, skin bumps.
So what's your advice to people? Kwa sababu kuna very many forms. Kuna laser, kuna shave, kuna vit cream, kuna waxing, you know, the application of sugar and then you remove that. Yes. Which is the best method?
None of them is the best. All of them are good. It depends on individuals. There are those who do the waxing and it does well. There are those who attempt waxing and doesn't do. There are those who use the razor and it works well. There are those who can't use. So if you really have to shave, use the best which is for you. Just like as we shave the beard, what works for me may not work for you.
Okay.
So the best is what works for you.
Thank you very much, Daktari. Maybe last comments kwenu from Mulki and Ebi before we wind up. Time is not on our side. We'll definitely respond to most of the comments that are coming in on social media, on our social media platforms. Mulki, last comments.
Okay, last comments which I want to tell you. Us as an organization, we do these cool things. If at any time you want to support us, you can contact us, you can follow us on Raise Officials, because we will be having our second phase in September, and it will be a different one, providing the sanitary pads plus essentials for the ladies, and we'll be following up with them.
Ebi, last comments on menstrual hygiene?
Yes, we work with both individuals and organizations. So if anyone wants to join us at the Grace Cup at whatever level, we have volunteers as well who just volunteer their time to come with me to different schools to talk about the cup, both to boys and girls. So if you're a volunteer, or if you want to buy the cup, or if you just want to be involved in the Grace Cup in any way, please get in contact.
Aya, shukran sana. Thank you so much for gracing this show. Definitely kuna so many comments on social media. We'll be responding them on our pages. Thank you sana mtazamaji wetu wa Premium TV station Horizon TV. See you next time on another program. Tomorrow, remember to join Aisha Khan on the round table where she discusses pertinent thorny issues. Shukran to the whole team, our camera operators, mwelekezi wangu na mtayarishaji wa kipindi changu Bwana Muhammad Shakombo, camera na sound. Everybody, thank you so much for making this show happen. Have yourself a lovely day. See you inshallah next time.
Na kwetu wanatambua kama Mariam Mwacharo. You're watching the Sabah Show
on Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.